bait and switch or upfront SMS messaging? Which do you do? How do you do it? Which one has a better result? Which one has a negative result? I'm going to explain every single little bit of that and any questions you potentially would have in this video. I have a document here that goes through absolutely every single thing, including mistakes people make, so that you don't have to make them. So here's the question: should I use bait and switch messaging or be upfront in the SMS? And usually this question comes from confusion, fear, or even in a lot of cases, bad advice. In this video, I will break down completely what people think bait and switch means versus what it actually means, what upfront messaging does to your results, because I've tested both, and how to choose the right approach depending on your goal personally. Because both work, you just need to make them work, as with a lot of things in business. So let's look at the first bit here. What do people mean by bait and switch? So bait and switch in SMS, they usually mean the message is a little bit vague, it sparks curiosity, and it gets you on the phone. Hey, is this XYZ company? Just checking, you guys handling some more estimates this month or fully booked out? Bait. It's not really truth, right? You're pretending you're a customer to get them on the phone. But it works, because you are wanting to know if they're available to take on estimates. So it's not really a lie. Now, here's the truth. Almost all cold outreach does work. Okay? It all works, pretty much. But for most people, they get better positive replies and just overall more success from the bait and switch is best. Overall, okay? The reason why is no one really opens an SMS with, hey, I'm here to sell you something, I'm a marketing agency that's going to scam you. Because they see that and they fucking smell it. In the SMS that you send out that's up front talking about pay per job, pay per estimate, like they just smell SMMA bullshit and they don't want to listen to it. So what does upfront messaging look like? So let's talk about that. You're talking more about who you are, what you do, why you're messaging, all in the first SMS. It's honest, it's clean, it's professional, and when you get on the phone, it feels easier. But unfortunately, it usually performs worse in cold SMS, and also is more of a detriment to your overall success in business, if this is your main outreach source. Let me explain why. When you use this type of messaging, what do? You mostly detract serious business owners and attract low-quality business owners. SMS is a low attention and high defense channel, right? Maybe the phone line itself is worse. Don't get me wrong, absolutely it is. But SMS is definitely getting to that point, in all honesty. And it will do at some point where SMS is almost ignored just as much as a phone call is. Because I get so many of these text messages. But the only reason, think of it in your mind, why the hell would a business owner need to respond to his text messages if it paid him? If it was a potential customer. So then, if I do these upfront messages and I talk about retainers this, retainers that, pay per job, who's the guys I attract? Is it the serious business owners that don't need work? The established ones that you actually want to talk to? Or is it the guys that really, really need it? That are suffering, they don't have a lot of money to invest. So then you end up booking calls with really bad quality prospects, and you end up in a rabbit hole of getting bad leads. So Section 3 is talking about the real truth, right? It's not bait and switch versus honest. It's more of a mindset Fuck. What the fuck was that? I don't even know what came out of my mouth. It's a mindset shift. That's hard to say, apparently. The real difference is not deceptive versus honest. It's more conversation first, pitch later. Now, why am I saying that? Let me just change this here. Conversation first, then pitch later. When you get on a sales call, what does the dynamic look like? It looks like intro. You kind of warm them up a little bit. You KYC them. You get the information on them. Discovery is complete. Then you pitch. And you sell them, right? So the pitch is the selling. You don't sell in the KYC. You build the trust. So why in an SMS would you completely destruct the entire sales foundation of human nature, of human psychology, and just pitch? You're trained in sales calls to hold your frame and to KYC and to open the conversation and build rhythm. So why are we pitching without permission? Good SMS outreach does one thing very well. It starts a conversation. You're not lying, you're not scamming, you are simply not pitching before permission. Think about real life, right? I want everyone to imagine, again, this is the concept of zooming out in your business. Imagine SMS, cold SMS, or advertising in your day-to-day life. Imagine walking up to a stranger and immediately pitching them. Hey, can you take more jobs on a paper job appointment with 3 retainers? And they'll slap you in the face. Okay, they will. They'll run away, they'll call the police, they'll mace you. Or if you're in America, they'll probably put a cap in your left knee. And this is the point, right? Don't do it. Doesn't make any sense. Start as many conversations as you possibly can. Pitch them. When you build that rapport, pitch them. Give them the pitch. Be straight up. Be honest with them. Almost like you're having a conversation in day-to-day life. I wrote this out on a Notion board, and I can quickly find it. I don't really want to show you my Notion, but I'm going to find my Notion. Here it is. I found it already. That I wrote mainly to myself the other day, more so than anyone else, as a kind of consolidation thought. Bait messages need to be accurate, personalized, and only book the best quality leads. That's my summary statement from this piece I'm about to explain. What does that mean? The bait messages need to be specific to the person you're targeting. It needs to look like a normal human being or a customer wants information. And then out of the positive replies, you'll get loads, only book the best quality. Basically, get as many positive replies as possible and only book the best. What else have I written here? SMS? Okay, here we go. The SMS message shouldn't matter. The setting call should. Now listen to this next bit. The purpose of SMS is to sell the setting call. The purpose of the setting call is to sell the closing call. The purpose of the closing call is to sell the service. The purpose of the service is to sell the upsells. The SMS doesn't sell the upsells. So stop drawing dots from points that don't directly connect. I think that, honestly, the education that comes from that is insane. Just that sentence, just that paragraph that I put together the other day for myself, and consolidating with my own business, my own data, that is very useful and very accurate. And I'm sure for a lot of people, how far are we in? Maybe 7 minutes into a video, is incredible value to gain. Why do beginners get this wrong, right? Most beginners make one of two mistakes. One, they're scared of being unethical, right? You have this mindset block. And actually, I roll my eyes for a second. It's something that I relate to. It's something that's happened and occurred for myself before. When you call people through bait messaging, it does feel a little bit uncomfortable. It can feel like you're doing them a disservice. You're not. You're starting a conversation. You're being honest. You're telling them. You're asking if they can take on work. Great. I have work. I can help you. I can get you more jobs. Let's talk. What's wrong with that? They copy aggressive bait messages. This is mistake number 2. They feel robotic, blah, blah, blah. They take like a document sheet. They might are meant to shape a course or whatever the hell they sign up to. And they take and they just copy and paste, and it doesn't work. What you want is curiosity, neutral tone, natural conversation, zero pressure, just like a normal SMS conversation. Section 5, when to use each approach, right? So let's get practical. We need to understand when to use the messaging, because there are instances where both work. When it comes to the bait messaging, you need to use it when you want high reply rates. In cold, tricky months, for example, in home improvement, I use it. It's December 25th right now, time of recording. Bait messaging does the best. In warm months where there's surplus of demand and maybe I want better quality and we're slammed with positive replies, I'll use better quality. So I'll use more upfront messaging for higher intent. Beautiful word to be in there. Section 6 is the hybrid approach, best for both worlds. Now, actually, I potentially forget this in some way. And while we're here right now, I'm going to type this out in my Notion to remind myself. Use a mixture, that's what I'm writing, of both bait and non-bait messaging within sub-accounts. Because both work and both have their advantages. Okay? The idea is to do both. Now, I recommend the majority of yours should be bait, and the rest, let's say the other 30%, should be non-bait and upfront. And if you take that hybrid approach, you get the best of both worlds. overall, I mean, the final thought. Oh my god, I did it again. The final thought: if you lead with the pitch, you fight resistance. If you lead with conversation, you earn permission. Cold SMS is not about being sneaky; it's about being strategic. Start conversations first. Present value second, and let the data, not emotions, decide what works. Now that is how real SMMA SMS outreach is done. I think in 10 minutes, I've consolidated an incredible amount of value, and that was all that this video needed. Questions, please refer to the Instagram, which will be in the description. And thanks so much. That's the end of this one.